You want me to read it?
Read it.
Okay. So to preface the whole book is a quote by John Milton from Paradise Lost. Who's ever read that book? The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. And it makes a lot of sense, because Titus was heavenly. We all know that. Victor, he's kind of hellish.
Welcome to Boo's Book.
Baedeker.
Baedeker.
Yeah, that's it.
Baedeker. If you go into
Baedeker.
YouTube, you can go onto YouTube, kind of like you are right now, and look up the word Baedeker, and there'll be this woman going, Baedeker. Baedeker.
I was hoping for like a really German scientist.
Baedeker. No, it's just
Talking about taxonomy. I don't know.
But this is just a woman going, Baedeker, Baedeker. So we read The White Darkness. And who's it by, Josh? I'm asking you because I can't pronounce her name.
Geraldine McCaughrean.
It was so awesome. Yeah. McCaughrean.
I don't know.
Geraldine.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
It was an okay book. I thought it was an
I thought
okay
it was
book.
good.
So, in case you didn't read it, we'll start out with our 12-step program, just to give you
We're
a
pulling
little...
out the fisticuffs. You didn't like it? I thought it was good.
Uh-oh.
Go for it.
Conflict! Okay, step 1 of our 12-step program. Have a weird uncle who's not really your uncle. Victor. What was Victor's last name? It was Victor Brigg.
Victor Briggs General.
Step 2. Learn all there is to know about Antarctica from the time you're 2 to the time you're 14. Sim knew everything. She just knew everything. It was great.
Well, except that everything shifts and things go into the ocean.
Yeah.
You know, the most important thing to know.
She channeled that information later. She didn't even read it in the book. It was pretty awesome.
That's true.
Step 3. Have an awesome imaginary friend based on Captain Lawrence Oates, who you call Titus. Step 4. Get kidnapped by your uncle. Step 5. Go to Paris, France, and Buenos Aires, Argentina to begin your group expedition to Antarctica. Woohoo! Step 6. Get to Antarctica, where everyone gets sick and means of communication are mysteriously gone.
Oh, yeah. Twilight Zone.
Step 7. Your uncle blows up a plane and takes off with a $500,000 haggling, with you and 2 con men in tow. This is where things really get interesting.
Hagelin?
Yeah, the big, it's like a tank, except it's for the snow.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Step 8. Your uncle kills a con man who is getting in the way of him reaching a fictional underworld.
Technically, he didn't kill him. He broke his ankle and then froze to death.
Okay, we can talk about that later. Step 9. Your uncle falls through the ice and dies Gollum style. It was like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like, he was so happy. He died so happy. Step 10. Become delirious and almost die. Step 11. Blow stuff up and get rescued.
It's the only way to get rescued.
Step 12. Go home.
Yeah.
So you liked it?
Yeah. Well, step 12 was meet the dapper pilot.
Oh yeah.
Mike?
Mike, his name was Mike, yeah.
Mike.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, you're 14. I'm sorry.
Yeah. How many times did he backpedal out of that? Like,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh, but she was all clever. She was all like, I plan to be older in a couple of years.
Yeah.
But you thought that was creepy. Did you think that was creepy?
That's super creepy. How is that creepy?
But it's not him being creepy, which makes it not creepy. It was her being suggestive. It wasn't him being creepy.
Yeah, but that's not fair. Why can't he use the couple of years line?
Because he's the
And then
adult.
know?
He can't. He can't.
Double standards.
He can't. He just
in
had
America.
to. He just had to enjoy it and say nothing. That's what he had to do.
He had to creepily smile and turn his head around.
Yep, that's exactly what he was supposed to do.
To each their own, I suppose.
So Uncle Victor, he's weird. He's really weird.
But he has an IQ of 184, so we should all trust him.
He was an evil SOB too, doing experiments on Sim and making her lose her hearing.
Killing her pops.
What a son of a bitch. Goodness.
In the name of science.
In the name of science. I was
How else are we going to progress?
so glad when he was dead. Were you so... I was just like, oh good, the story can move on.
Well, he died at the end of the book, so the story really didn't move on.
Well, there's probably still about a tenth of the book left when he died.
Yeah, I suppose. I thought it was funny. I just imagined him going down a slip and slide. Whee! and then
I pictured him kind of falling on his back being like, oh, I'm falling to the underworld.
Exactly. Like, I don't... Why would he take off all his clothes? Like, he had the axe. He could have just made the hole bigger.
He was deranged. He was so close, and he was flipping crazy. That's why.
Guess. Well,
Also,
there's a thin line between genius and insanity.
So true, Josh. So true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for me, kind of the hangover for this book was, now I want to go, not even just this book. We've read 3 books about Antarctica now. I got to go. Do you know it's like insanely expensive? It's insanely expensive.
How many layovers are there?
As many as you want. As many as you want. But there's a French supply ship from La Réunion, which is kind of near Madagascar. It's like a French territory. And they take a supply ship there.
Great. So Somalian pirates are going to abduct you.
Or Somalian pirates a little higher. Yeah, they're
you probably still have to go through like the what is it? I forget what.
I think we're far enough south where we don't have to worry about Somali pirates, but I don't know. You know.
They haven't been in the news, so.
So we're safe. They haven't been in the news. We're fine.
Yep.
Just go now. So yeah, now I want to go. I'm sure it'll pass, but right now I want to go.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like you shouldn't go to Antarctica because nothing ended well for any of the characters that went to Antarctica that we read about.
Oh, so
like, we found giant blobs from space that created other giant blobs.
Are you saying you want not good things for me, Josh? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying...
It hurts me right here.
I'm saying it's strange that you'd want to go there after reading the 3 books that we read that took place in Antarctica.
Yeah, but a
lot of mayhem.
Most of the people didn't die, though. I mean, some did.
Yeah,
everybody dies eventually. Right?
From sci-fi terrors.
Yeah. The terrorists! Some people are just never the same again. That's all we're saying.
Exactly. I don't really know what my hangover is. I think it's don't trust anyone.
Does this include your co-host?
This includes my co-host. What's in this? I don't know.
If you don't know, you got issues.
I'm just saying, everyone got poisoned. Well, not everyone. But
tea bags. Will you ever drink tea again? I don't think I've had tea.
I'm a tea snob, though.
Yeah, but all the tea bags were poisoned.
Ditch tea.
Remember Uncle Victor bringing drugs into Argentina instead of out? That was hilarious.
He's a businessman. He's a mogul.
The English on their tea.
I didn't realize that they were English until very far into the book. Well, I was like, why is everyone talking weird and there's apostrophes when there's a G?
Well, I thought the same thing. And then I'm like, how did they get to Paris so quick? What? They're going, you can't get to Paris that way. And then I'm like, oh.
Speaking of Paris.
Yeah.
Why did Uncle Victor eat that baguette that just got thrown into his soup? He just started like hollowing it out.
Because he's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought that was really weird.
And it was the day when he could eat baguettes because he had a very strict what he could eat on what days.
That's a good point.
So he's like, man, I gotta eat the baguette. It's it's good and it fell in my soup.
It sounds like a horrible diet.
And it's Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. So one thing I was confused about. So you think that she was kidnapped when her dream was to go to Antarctica?
Well, she was kidnapped. She was 14. Her mom didn't want her to go. She was separated on purpose from her mother. Yeah. He stole her mother's passport to get her there. And really he just wanted her so that she could breed in the underworld. It was all very creepy. That Victor guy, I'm so glad he's out of there.
Yeah, I don't know. What were they looking to find in the underworld?
Just the underworld.
Lizard creepies?
Yeah. They thought they would find life. Well, Uncle Victor thought he would find life.
Spheres. That's what matters.
And you can't contaminate the aliens under there. You gotta make sure that you have no bacteria or viruses so you don't kill them.
What if there's bacteria down there that we're not used to?
I know, right? What about us? What about us?
What about us?
I'm with you, Josh.
Yeah, so a very interesting book. I honestly had no idea that this book was going to turn out like this, because like the plot summary that I read was like, oh, some crazy stuff happens in Antarctica. And I was like, I bet she's going to find herself. Like, that's all I thought was going to happen. I was like, oh, it's a teen fiction book.
Yeah.
I bet it's about growth.
Well, at the beginning, when it's becoming very clear that Uncle Victor got the mom out of the picture on purpose. I thought, oh my God, this guy's a sexual predator. Oh my God. But then it didn't go that way, so that's nice.
Nope.
Because nobody really wants to read about sexual
She was
predators.
just groomed to be the perfect specimen.
Yeah, she was. That's another thing, is that she was being groomed. That's another thing that made me think, oh, this is really creepy and not gonna, oh, gross.
He was a proxy predator. Because he would have let those underworldlings do
Totally.
weird stuff to her.
Totally.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's a good thing they weren't real. And that Uncle Victor died.
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
He-
He just disappeared down an ice chimney. He might be partying with, like, the people he wanted to meet.
Yeah, maybe he made
Sipping
it.
cocktails. Cuban cigars.
Cuban cocktails and alien cigar. No, Cuban cigars and alien,
Alien
cocktails.
cocktails.
Yay!
Yeah.
So this won an award. So apparently, if you're a young adult, you should read this book. I consider myself a young adult. I got carded today. Woo! True story. I got carded twice. She came. I guess she had to enter my birth year
She
into
came
her.
back and asked again.
Yeah, because they were like hardcore at this restaurant. They had to enter your birth year, but she forgot my birth year. Anyways,
Interesting.
this is what it looks like. It's another book about Antarctica. We enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more than you, though.
Josh enjoyed it more than me,
Yeah.
which is fine. That's his right.
Kept me guessing.
Read it. Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, and we have another
And the
book
next
coming up.
book.
That's an edit. Here
No, not at all.
We have another book coming up.
And if you think about it, this could do with Antarctica as well, because it's
It
the whole
could.
universe.
Right. It's called The Day We Found the Universe. Non-fiction. It has stuff about Hubble. I don't know what Hubble's first name was, and it's got stuff about Einstein, and it's highly rated. You'll really like it.
Exactly. I'm excited.
So tune in then. All right, thanks.